All right, very good evening or other time appropriate greetings to you folks. Welcome to Speed Gaming. We bring you our next race in the Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer 2022-2023 tournament. We got a good one for you folks. We've got a rematch going on here actually. This is a rematch of BashPrime versus MrMiguel in lower brackets round 1. I'm Captain MD and today I am joined by Ivy Paw. How you doing?
Good. Let's hope for an interesting seed this time.
Indeed. We do apologize for the delay in getting started. We had some minor technical difficulties beyond our control, but they are sorting themselves out, and we've got everybody just about ready to go here. So, that being said, Ivy Paw, we have had a pretty phenomenal last few rounds of tournament races. What are you hoping to see in today's race?
Quad would be really nice. Actually see him again. Maybe another Airy, just for lulz.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing Quad. We've seen Chica recently, so I feel like that quota's been satisfied. We've certainly seen Airy a couple of more times recently too, so I think Quad is on our to-do list of overdue missing bosses.
Yeah.
All right, so they should be kicking the race time room off any minute now. So again, folks, thank you for bearing with us as we get things started up. We are just about ready. We do have some RAs today, actually. We should stress that there's a couple minor changes that they are starting in Transport B access, which is the room, the Violet Hall past Alpha Splinter in Great Temple. And they also start with main missile launcher right off the bat. So we'll see how they choose to go about this. They obviously will start with Violet Translator as well, because otherwise they would be soft locked. Because there's no way to get past either of the elevators without Violet Translator. And our Transport B access item is a Power Bomb expansion. And yeah, both runners immediately going to go straight for Alpha Splinter here. Missiles do give you a tiny bit of an extra bit of DPS against Splinters, especially if you can group them up. I find orbiting is the best way to get them grouped together before they lunge. Alright, no issues so far with Alpha Splinter. We're a tiny bit desynced on the feeds, but we'll get that fixed for you in a minute. So yeah, if memory serves, Bash did agree to a rematch after Miguel unfortunately had some technical hiccups right at the end of their last matchup. So Bash has very generously agreed to give let runners have another shot at this.
Yeah.
All right, we're seeing both runners pick up a missile tank off of Alpha Splinter, and they're going to go directly to Umos. All right, looks like a Emerald Translator.
Emerald, yeah.
All right, so...
Yeah, transferred.
Ooh, we got a great hint here that reads that Amber is 3 rooms from Space Jump. So that's good. That's good to get translator knowledge, especially, because low translators could always be a problem in seeds like this. But yeah, having Emerald early just lets you lower this gate nice and early, meaning that when you do make your GFMC loop, you can now pretty much come back to Great Temple safely. Fascinating. That's an interesting key to be emerald locked. Or to be specifically in Great Temple. Usually we don't see Chica keys up here. Alright, and what have we got in the temple here? That looks to be an ETM.
Alright, that's validation.
Alright, we got another missile tank immediately in Storage Cavern B. And yeah, at this point, with no bombs, no other heavy-duty weaponry, both runners are probably just going to go straight to Aegon here. Not really any reason to do anything else.
Yeah. Another ETM. A cursed lake.
Alright, so I believe that means there are... let me think. There's a couple ETMs in the pool. I think there's 4. Normally there's 3. Alright, we get bombs in the elevator. By this point in your run, you should have consumed 200 milliliters of water to maintain optimum hydration. By the time about 20 minutes go by, that'll be approximately 1 liter.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're getting our first look at Aegon here. With bombs, this climb isn't too bad. The worst of this climb is with Screw Attack. I have no idea what's in Mining Plaza.
I didn't see anyone glow from an fingertip missile. I didn't see any blue from SDK, so.
Alright, we got an item here in Mining
Hey,
Station.
really?
Yeah, that's okay. An energy tank before your first Arc World dive is generally preferable.
Yeah. With our dark suit and spaceship just yet, it'll be helpful.
Alright, looking up, I see... That looks like a missile tank in Mining Station A. Alright, we got Portal Access A here, a typical hotspot for early game progression.
Here's the grapple. Speaking of grapple, called it.
Hey, I'm the one with the I don't call this on purpose line. I'm kidding, of course.
I mean, even got the underground tunnel thing too, so.
But yeah, that pretty much to me screams early Screw Attack, especially since we
Yeah.
know if Space Jump was hinted in Great Temple, there's a good chance it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
Both runners choosing not to open the door to labs and go straight for Bomb Guardian. You can do it with an angled bomb jump, which would probably be good if we had Light Beam, but no Space Jump, so that way we can get in from the back, and just in case we need to get out through the front, we could do so.
Yeah.
Miguel doing a little Kraid-like sidestep here to get around the Bomb Guardian blasts. Yeah, no heavy weapons for this, which means we're going to have to resort to our conventional lemon missile charge shot strat.
And there's a ramper.
Alright, so brainstorming time. So that means Space Jump could be in...
Sin Cash is one.
Yeah, Sand Cache. Let's see. It could be in... if we got ball upgrades, it could very well be in Main Reactor. I don't think it's in Storage A. And given that we just got Amber Translator, it's probably just Sand Cache.
Could be, yeah.
Alright. Got an Aegon key in the temple, and that hint that reads that a major upgrade is in storage B, locked by Dark Beam.
Could be a coincidence with Light Beam.
Alright, a morph ball system can be found in temple grounds. That has technically already been satisfied with bombs, and yep, Space Jump was just chilling in Sand Cache. So our runners kind of have a choice right now. They can either do a labs loop without Dark Beam and without picking up the major in storage B, or they can return to do the GFMC loop, or they could go to Dark Aegon. Which it looks like Miguel's going to go to Dark Aegon. And I think I like this play better. Just get Jump Guardian out of the way so that way you can check the item on the ship. There's a good chance Screw Attack is going to show up to put GFMC in Logic anyway.
Well, Trick is dead. Trick is gonna get late.
Yeah, nothing of importance there, unfortunately. I believe Mr. Miguel's picked... Yeah, both runners have picked up Space Jump.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting extended dash to try and get to the platform. It's actually possible. I think you have to just barely slope jump from the ramp, but from the central ramp, you can actually reach the platform where the third sand switch is. I have to thank Loke here for showing that one. That being said, we have our Dark Aegon loop. Now, the only thing we can actually check in Logic is Jump Guardian and Broom Closet until we get either Super Missiles, Boost Ball, Dark Beam, or Spider Ball. We're basically limited here. Now, that being said, this also gives us the item in Transport Center later down the road, and Transport Center has been an interesting spot for progression. Lately, it's had Missile Launcher, but given that we started with that, not the case. We would once again like to remind the audience that Dark Aether's atmosphere is dangerous.
Dude, the Sparkling Lantern, you might just safe zone.
Alright, so yeah, Miguel's gonna get a little bit of health here before diving for Broom Closet. Yeah, Miguel seems very interested in preserving extra HP. The drop system kind of helps mitigate this a little bit. I don't like the fact that that's another practically vanilla Aegon key.
Yeah.
We've seen, you know what we've seen so far this seed? A lot of red keys. Alright, in Spider Locked, we have a light tank. Alright, Bash taking a much more gutsy run through Trial Tunnel here. My man.
Living on the edge.
This is very much what I just call standard Trial Tunnel procedures.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the drop system kind of helps you out here, because if you can just get to this safe zone, you're basically free.
Yeah.
If for some reason the 2 blade pods don't give you a gold drop, Quiet Rope help you.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like that, Bash got a gold drop, so now it's time for a nice, easy Jump Guardian fight. Just getting the rest of the work done. Miguel, a little bit ahead here. I'm sorry, I'm giggling at Asder in the chat, because his pun was, did you know that it's called Trial Tunnel because Dark World didn't pay for the full version? Because that's true, that's normally the way into Mineshaft.
Yeah.
Alright, but so no sign of any progression from Jump Guardian. So yeah, this is a bit of a slow start, besides translators. We already have all 3 of the early to mid-game ones, so so having those early is really good for getting intel later in the game. Cobalt would be nice, but it's likely we're not going to see Sanctuary for a long time. But yeah, our runners, they have another choice here. So they both went to Dark Aegon, and that had nothing. Transport Center had nothing either. So it's either risk Labs without Dark Beam or go to GFMC without Screw Attack. GFMC without Screw Attack is probably the more likely, I would say, because you can still do the whole loop without Screw Attack. You just have to hope it shows up alongside.
Even now, we can still go through Green Temple to get out. We already have Emerald to get through.
Yeah, so they don't have to warp to start after going through Transport A access, which even then, that's a Torvis key, which we have confirmed is now dead. So
yeah.
All right, Miguel warping to start here. Personally, when I start the Temple Grounds loop, I like to go directly from the elevator to DMT since it's a bit of a shorter walk. But it looks like neither runner is going to agree with me on this case. I think Bash accidentally forgot that the warp to start point is no longer is not a save room. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to grab this cheeseburger here. Both runners going to grab this cheeseburger. And now, because Miguel took that mild detour to pick up the Torvis key, they're suddenly back in sync. But yeah, both runners know that the key in Transport A access is a Torvis key. Bash checked it as soon as he picked up Emerald Translator. So yeah, with bombs, we're going to see the item in comm area and probably check the reliquary hint. I think Miguel forgot mains were required for a second there, because I think he just tried to open Dynamo Chamber like he had a power bomb.
Yeah.
This is a red key.
Yeah, there's the last one. That is Worms in Logic.
Mm-hmm. It's Worms in Logic with no heavy weapons.
Yeah.
Alright, reliquary is... Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a little bit concerning. Those keys were a little bit too early.
Yeah.
And oh well, look at that!
Well,
Something glowing like a Christmas tree in GFMC can only be one thing.
Yeah. That's all the PBs we need.
Yeah, both runners obviously going to dupe that.
Yeah.
No reason not to. Power bombs should now no longer be an issue for the entire rest of the seed.
Glorious Sunburst on top of the ship that we can't use yet.
You know, I think Sunburst is still pretty good to have, even if you don't have the ability to use it yet. It does obliterate some bosses.
Yeah.
Ooh, that hint read that Boost Ball was in Phazon grounds. That is not in play yet until we get either Annihilator Beam or Dark Plus Light. and either Dark Visor or Screw Attack. I think Miguel tried to peek what was in Fortress Transport Access, yeah. Because I guess you could peek it through the ceiling. And now it looks like Miguel's going to go to Grand Wind Chamber. It is possible to at least check Wind Chamber Gate with a scan dash. Pretty sure that's a missile expansion. I say that, and I totally blew supers for a missile tank in my race on Saturday and blew it.
Yeah.
Still kind of embarrassed about that. I'm supposed to have good eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. All right, 2 energy tanks is nice, so... Now, getting back is going to be harder than getting in. Because now, basically, the easiest way back is to virtually extended dash, although Miguel using the Pirates. Nicely done. Yeah, both runners demonstrating some pretty good execution here, so that, again, they're still practically synced up here.
Yeah.
There's no point going back up the temple, I think, so yeah, both runners are just going to go back to Aegon. Actually... We have only labs. We only have the non-beam locked checks in labs, and we have a Morbus. That's it. So.
Oh, we have North still left.
Ah, yes, we never did the Hive Chamber loop.
Yeah.
Forgot about those.
Yeah.
And yeah, Dynamo Chamber is open too. It's not like we don't have 8 power bombs to make sure that ammo is not an issue.
And there's a Screw Attack.
Okay, so no GFMC danger today.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so yeah, that early Screw Attack is to be expected. If you get Grapple Beam before Storage, before Storage Cavern, yeah, but if you get Grapple Beam really early, then it's pretty likely to be a Screw Attack seed.
Yeah.
If we can find Light Beam on DMT, that would open up Sand Canyon and Spider's Treasure area, although we can't really do much there right now without Spider Ball.
Yeah.
Ooh, Miguel is going from Hive Chamber B, so we're seeing a bit of a split here. Alright, Hive Chamber B is another energy tank. Again, not going to go amiss since we don't currently have a suit. Alright, so no progression in the Hive Chambers, so yeah, this is looking like an Amorbis seed if it's not... You know, there is a major in storage D. No, B had the major, not D.
Yeah.
Sorry. So... Alright, so let's see what Miguel decides to do here, if he's going to walk back around or if he's going to do... like ILS wall crawling to get to the Torvis Quadrant, but it looks like that's not the case.
Oh, he's doing the roll. Okay.
All right. I'm curious as to what for here. Although, with Screw Attack and 3 energy tanks, it's possible to check... Well, without access to the Dark World, never mind, we can't get Sky Temple keys.
Yeah. That's still our main point right now.
So yeah, let's see. So Miguel is currently in the right room, but does have to unload Hive Chamber A, because it's still loaded.
There he goes.
I think it's gone? Yeah, because if you don't unload Hive Chamber A, the game is going to go go no.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dark Beam can found exactly 3 rooms away from Warrior's Walk.
Or
Yep. That's Worm. And to answer your question, chat, yes, we do allow out of bounds in this tournament. But yep, 3 rooms away from Warrior's Walk, only one place that can be. Well, no, that's a small lie. It could be Doomed Entry, but who wants to get Light Beam and Super Missiles first?
Or we get Annihilator and just go for the Grand Center side to get it.
Doubt it. That'd be something else if Annihilator Beam was in Central Mining or Command Center, which in our current version of the randomizer 5.3, hold on, I need to look back at chat. Miguel had, or not chat, at the replay. Miguel had a better look at Mining Plaza. So I'm gonna just double check and see what that was, and hopefully it wasn't something like Gravity Boost. No, it looks like a beam ammo tank.
Ooh, there's your Seekers in CDMS.
Okay, and again, that is in logic with just Screw Attack, because you can now be expected in beginner difficulty to stand on the boxes to get to the central platform here. That is actually really good, because that does give our runners a heavy weapon for a Morbus. Secret Missiles are absolutely enough to do the job.
Yeah.
Secret Missiles by itself isn't any immediate progression until we see Boost Ball, but we know Boost Ball is, we know Boost Ball isn't, here. Yeah, it's in Phase on Grounds. That's a Dark Tank. Bash is gonna grab it real quick. Alright, and that's Bash's cue to bust out of here and go fight a Morbus. But yeah, with Seekers in tow, this should be a relatively easier fight. To answer your question, chat, Dark Beam can be in Doomed Entry, but we would require either Annihilator Beam to get there from Command Center, or Super Missiles plus Light Beam to get in there from Warrior's Walk.
Yeah.
But yeah, given we're kind of bottlenecked right now, unless like Light Beam is in bioenergy production and Super Missiles are on a Morbus, it's pretty unlikely Dark Beam is in Doomed Entry. Alright, so yeah, it looks like Miguel is trying to just trigger the cutscene here for the balcony so that he can just be teleported directly up top. And it looks like Miguel is interested in traversing through labs. It's a very gutsy play. Let's see what happens. Now that being said, I believe if I'm reading chat correctly, Miguel did not read the Mining Plaza hint. But yep, 27 minutes in, time to go fight a Morbus for what we assume is Dark Beam. And yeah, Seekers are actually probably one of the better heavy weapons to have for a Morbus, just because you can start spooling them up nice and early. Seeker's also, in my opinion, is one of the best heavy weapons to have for boostless worm skip.
Oh,
Secret missiles being secret missiles.
yeah.
The good news is all 5 missiles did connect, so at least Bash has little work to do for the next cycle here. Yeah, that should have been the 5th missile for that one. And what's in bioenergy production here? Oop, looks like Miguel was a little too low to start the screw attack there. That positioning is a little uncomfortable here. Bash is going to get Worm Brave if he doesn't move up. Oh, we're getting Worm Braved.
Hi, Bash.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he realizes you can start getting the Seeker charge up a little early. Because I don't think doing Amorgus with Secret Missiles is his stronger suit here. He's actually got to be really careful. He's almost out of health.
That ultimate saved him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, luckily Amorgus does drop health like hotcake. So generally getting health is not a major issue. Miguel's going out of bounds here to check storage C. Oh, and that might come in handy later. That is a Cobalt translator. Wouldn't it be insulting if that major upgrade in storage B is just super missiles?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Bash is a bit low on missiles, so does need to grab a couple of extra drops here. Ooh, Miguel is going for a screw attack on Morph here to escape. I only just recently learned what SAU stands for, so... Alright, Bash avoiding the Worm Brave so far. Ooh, looks like Miguel almost got the SAU there. And no more Worm Braves for BashPrime. He is going to be having, hopefully, a little trouble with the rest of this Morgus fight, but is again out of missiles. That should do it. Now, if you would kindly bestow upon us our Dark Beam. Nice pause before the second cutscene. How does that work, game? Alright, so Miguel has SAU'd successfully out of Storage C and is going to walk out of this with a Cobalt translator, so I don't think he's too mad about that. Successfully sealing warps into ventilation area A. Am I imagining things, or was the puzzle already completed? Huh. Unless Miguel went out of bounds from there. And shot the beacons. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Yeah, Samuel confirms. Never mind, ignore me. Alright, Bash taking that Dark Beam and immediately being sure to check in cache 4.
Yeah.
And only gets super missiles for the trouble. Alright, and Miguel also nailing the BSJ for sand processing. Nicely done. I have no idea what that is. Whatever it was, Miguel is... Oh, nope, it's a missile tank. Next. Alright, so unfortunately, Miguel is missing out on Dark Beam, so won't be able to pick up this item or Storage B. With Screw Attack, should have little trouble getting the item in main reactor, though. Is going to have to reload the room the hard way, though. Camera, okay. Alright, oh, and Dark Beam guards a Sky Temple key. But yeah, BashPrime with Dark Beam in tow is probably going to head to Labs now, do the full loop, and is going to be rewarded with a major item from Storage B. And if it is actually Super Missiles, I'm going to laugh.
I'm thinking Light Beam, because that also be funny.
Light Beam is the most probable, to be honest, but I wouldn't put it past the game to give Super Missiles, because...
Supers, yeah, but with if Light Beam's in, that means it's in the same spot, just in Light Rolls in the dark.
Yeah, actually. Alright, so that is a cheeseburger in main reactor. But it looks like Bash is going to make a quick detour to Mining Station B. Perfectly in play with this equipment. Could be done seekerless, but seekers were very conveniently given to us anyway. But it looks like MrMiguel is trying to go out of bounds for Storage D here by using a BSJ up the spider track. And Mining Station B is dead. Oh!
Ooh, it's got some rounds. Alright.
I stand corrected then. Super Missiles are not in Storage B.
So that's probably a Light Beam then.
Yeah, that seems the most... So, Sky Temple Ground Super Missiles. That's a weird one. So, it can't be anywhere in the Torvis Quadrant, because that area is supers locked of Sky Temple Ground. So, it's gotta be in... It's gotta be either in the GFMC side, although we know Phazon Grounds is boost. It's unlikely supers would be in Profane Path, given how little of equipment we have for that. So it's got to be either Plane of Dark. I think it's going to be Plane of Dark Warship.
Yeah.
Which, in this case... Oh, okay. Miguel does get up to the Key Bear area, but now has got to go out of bounds here. Oh, really? It's just slope jump standable terrain? It's that easy?
Huh.
Well, easy in a relative term. I don't know how difficult the slope jump is, but credit where it's due. Alright, so Miguel is not completing the out-of-bounds for the key, interestingly. So yeah, Bash is just connecting the dots here, double-checking to confirm that a Curse Lake is not Super Missiles. Yeah, I'm interested in what Miguel's doing here. Is going out through the front door here. Oh yeah, no Dark Beam, so has to come out this way. Because yeah, otherwise if you don't come out through the main gate, you're pretty much stuck.
Yeah.
To answer a question in chat, the two crystal switches in the room next to Command Center cannot be opened with Screw Attack. The only two that work are the one in Main Reactor and the one, interestingly, in outside Under Transit 1 in Lower Torvis. Alright, and the major item in Storage B is in fact light. Yeah, that was kind of expected, and it looks like Miguel's connected the dots here and has unfortunately realized, great, I gotta go fight a Morbus.
Yeah.
Now with this equipment, though, we can check everything in the Doomed Entry neighborhood, including Battleground. Okay, Bash tapping into his Intersonic Genesis there for a second. Like, you saw that too, right?
Yeah, dude.
With this equipment, Hazing Cliff is in logic, because that only needs Light Beam, main power bombs, regular bombs, and 2 energy tanks at best. But yeah, Light Beam in its polar opposite world location. Ooh, interesting. That was a good attempt at a scan dash to a Screw Attack. Not quite, though. And yep, that's Miguel's mining plaza reminder.
Yeah.
Alright, so we saw an energy tank in Doom entry, so there's one more item in play in Battleground, and then, let's see, we don't have Torvis access. We have Screw Attack and Emerald Translator, so we can get Boost Ball. That might actually be our Torvis access.
Yeah.
This might actually be a railroaded Boost Ball into Torvis. For, like, progression in Underground Tunnel or something.
Yeah.
Well, good thing red keys are irrelevant at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that we've cleared out pretty much everything we could in Aegon otherwise. And I don't think Crossroads was a major item. And even then, our runners would probably go grab Boost Ball. Well, actually, they could either grab Boost Ball or do a BSJ Screw Attack plus a slope jump standable terrain plus BSJ Screw Attack to get to the portal if they were so inclined. That's a tough trick series though. So yeah, now Bash is going to go ahead and fight Dark Samus, get the Sky Temple key. No sign of super missiles, though, unfortunately, so if Bash wants Cobalt Translator, he's going to have to do the same out of bounds that Miguel did. Nice hitbox.
Yeah, I was wondering what they're doing.
Yeah, some items' hitboxes are deceptively higher up that they can only be picked up when you're standing. Hall of Honor Dead is a glaring example.
Oh, yeah.
Miguel did not get Storage D, did the out of bounds, and then essentially just went to just use that to get back to the front of labs, which I assume the reason for that was actually speed, because it is slower to go all the way back around, because that would have been what you had to do in this case. I think Miguel also I think, especially now, Miguel's not too worried, knowing that it is a Sky Temple key and Dark Beam is right around the corner. Alright, Bash is trying to do the same thing here, but because with Light Beam, that would get you out to Vent Area A, but it looks like now he's chosen to forego that plan and just go back out the way he came in. And get Sand Processing, do the rest of Reverse Labs. I would wager if Bash is interested in Storage C that he will try and take a safety save here and go for it upon entering Bioenergy. Screw Attack breaks everything as normal. It is interesting that Miguel chose to go to Command Center, even though the doors were still up. Because I'm pretty sure Miguel hadn't triggered the cutscene, and the doors wouldn't have come down until Miguel was closer to the door. So, really interesting. Unless Miguel came in... Oh, yeah, you had to have come in through the front door. That's right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the crystals, the doors were up already. So that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind. Makes perfect sense. Alright, so it looks like Miguel didn't get Worm Skip, but is making it a point to try and avoid getting Worm Grave this time. And manages to avoid it. Yeah, a few extra Secret Missiles does make this fight a lot less of a pain in the backside, although... And I see everybody do this, myself included. I would recommend holding fire on Secret Missiles on the third worm, because the worm's always bobbing its head, launching its Dark Matter attack. And yep, Miguel just slowly admiring the Dark Beam. Like, yep, I screwed that up.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so it looks like Bash is at least safety saving. We'll see if he chooses to warp out of here right now for storage C, and looks like in fact, he is going to warp out. And that does seem logically that that's the better play right now. Hopefully, for his sake, Cobalt Translator is not a big deal.
I mean, so far, it just gets some, no hints for second rounds, but one hint at the moment, so it's not much of a deal right now.
Yeah, with this equipment, actually, Bash, both runners probably could go and get Sky Temple key hints. By doing abandoned. Well, abandoned base would be a tough out of bounds to do without either cannonball or dark suit, so that actually
Yeah.
might be a wait. On the flip side, though, Bash might go for Plane of Dark Worship here. 4 energy tanks and screw attack is just enough to do it with very good movement. And even if Bash does take a KO here, he's just safety saved.
Yeah. If it was down here, at least it's probably.
Yeah, I don't think supers can be realistically anywhere else except Profane Path. And yeah, those are super missiles. Alright. Uh-oh, Bash's screw whiffed there. As long as he gets to the ledge here, he should be okay. Alright, he's fine. Good. So yeah, that's a big break for BashPrime. Now, that being said, hopefully Cobalt Translator is still not an issue, because Storage C is now very much isolated. But yeah, super missiles also give us an alternative way into Torvus through the front door. We could access Torvus Lagoon from the temple side anyway with our current equipment, but it looks like BashPrime is instead going to go ahead and grab Boost Ball first, which makes sense.
Yeah.
I would definitely get some energy refills, though, before grabbing it, because Screw Attack does make it relatively pleasant, but Phase on Grounds does still eat a lot of your health.
Yeah.
Just because there's absolutely no light fields anywhere between Profane Path and the item. The benefits of having 4 energy tanks: gold drops start at 80. Alright, 315 should be enough.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
So now we can even check Sky Temple key hints perfectly safely. So I think that is what BashPrime is going to do here, probably, is going to get the boost ball here, save in Transport A access real quick, and then go check Sky Temple key hints. Either save scum them or try to keep them, because you can absolutely keep them with 4 energy tanks if you're particularly careful. And I don't recall this hint. Oh, this hint was the super missile hint. Yeah. Yeah, for now, the only thing that's out of logic is super missiles. Everything else is pretty much perfectly fine. And Cobalt. Well, Cobalt, yeah, and by extension, Cobalt Translator, but we can worry about Cobalt Translator later. I forget if that Dark Metroid has a name.
Yet to hear one yet.
I don't think that particular Dark Metroid has a name. I know we call the one in Hazen Cliff.
Sam's Jerry.
Alright, Jerry's fine.
That works.
But yeah, getting Sky Temple key hints now definitely doesn't seem like a bad idea. It's relatively in your way. You're heading to Torvus anyway. You're going to get 2 hints. So hopefully they point to any remaining items, and hopefully they tell Bash to go back for... Well, not go back for Cobalt, but at least let him know where Cobalt is.
Yeah.
Bash, you know Chica's dead and that this is a Torvus kit. Never mind.
At BashPrime.
I'm sure that's what he's going to say in the interview, too.
Yeah.
All right, so now Miguel's going back for light beam here, so that will send him back on the correct path.
Yeah. Yeah, Miguel's,
All right, so yeah, Bash did safety save in transport A access, so yeah, we are going to see Sky Temple key hints most likely.
Yeah.
The Dark Torvus keys are irrelevant.
Temple, Dark Aegon, and Dark Corvus. So.
Yeah, at this point, Red Temple keys don't matter.
Yeah.
And it looks like Bash is not going for hints, or is at the very least going to read this hint first to see if there's any more routing things he's got to think about. A progressive suit is up to 3... Okay, up to 3 rooms away from Dark Torvus Temple. I think that said Dark Torvus Temple outright.
That's... yeah.
Oh, Torvus Temple, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that means anywhere between Torvus Energy Controller, including Hydro Dynamo Station.
Underground Tunnel?
Underground Tunnel actually seems the most probable.
Yeah.
It could be Underground Tunnel, it could be Grove, it could be Meditation Vista. It could be actually literally anywhere between the Temple and Torvus Lagoon.
Yeah.
Because Torvus is very tightly packed.
Yeah.
Alright, and Bash is now going to go get Sky Temple key hints. Isn't going for Hall of Honor dead at the moment. But yeah, given that the entirety of Torvus was already pretty much open to us thanks to Boost Ball, I would not be surprised if that suit is, like, in Great Bridge or something. Because, yeah, Torvus Temple is pretty much the center of Upper Torvus, so... Yeah, they're almost anywhere besides the Plaza region can have that suit. Forgotten Bridge, I think, is also too far away. Yeah, Forgotten Bridge is too far. Alright, we need 8 more Sky Temple keys. Let's see where they are. We know one of them... actually, no, we've seen that one. Torvus Energy Controller, that's free. Vault. That's a little rude, but it's free. Hall of Combat Mastery, that's free. Although, we could do with a Spider Ball.
Yeah.
Let's see, Forgotten Bridge, that's free. Dark Torvus Arena, that's free. Calling Chamber, that's free. Alright, Spider's Treasure 2 out of 3 for Sky Temple keys. Also needing Spider Ball.
Yeah.
Sank? Alright, well, that's honestly not that bad, though.
Yes.
An ATM. Okay, so... Honestly, we're in Spider Ball Go mode.
Yeah. Got a spider in his suit, at least. So we know where one is, so close somewhat, but...
Yeah, the suit's probably not an issue. And yeah, Bash taking an intentional death here to reset faster, and this is going to basically put him right in front of Hall of Honor dead. So yeah, we are literally just missing Spider Ball. And honestly, this would be dumb if it was in Hazing Cliff. Like, it could be.
Oh, yeah.
But this is looking, you know, barring any exceptions with Spider Ball, this is looking like a pretty jet seed. Besides, you know, make a pit stop to a Morbus for Dark Beam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and it also rules out Cobalt Translator too, unless Spider Ball is vanilla, which would be dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think...
It's not great.
Yeah, I think what we're going to see... Miguel's going to see these and know that they're both Sky Temple keys. Probably going to get them anyway, just because why not? But yeah, no Spider Ball means you're going to have to screw attack into the tunnel here, which is actually pretty fun to do, I will say. And that's Bash looking at the suit hint once again, just to double check. Ooh, Bash, I think, just lost 80 energy from the symbiote gas.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Storage
the other
A.
suit is in storage A, so it's in play. So we have a logical light suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Spider-Ball is behind light suit, that could be a problem for BashPrime, because he's not going to want to go back to storage A.
Yeah.
And it's just an E-Tank in Hazencliff, which Miguel is going to pick up.
Yeah. Hi, Cliff. Hi, Cliff.
I believe that was Dark Burst in Torvus Lagoon. So yeah, at this point, folks, we are basically just looking for Spider Ball.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bash is too worried about the suit. All right, that's a red key. A visor is in Torvus Temple. Okay, so that's Darker Echo. Oh,
There's our annihilator.
random added bonus. I'm sure our runners aren't going to say no to that.
Yeah.
Just in case Spider Ball is now in Transit Tunnel South, it would be a little less of a pain. Alright, and it looks like Torvus Temple is an energy tank. Yes? No? I think it's an energy tank. Oh no, we established it was a visor. Never mind. Ignore me. And it looks to be Echo. And we just got Annihilator too, so Profane Path, anybody? Logical double dip into the GFMC region of Sky Temple grounds? Alright, Miguel's waiting for this Kralie to get a power bomb drop. Because, yeah, 2 Kralies is enough to trigger that, no problem. And let's see, the Hive Temple keys are irrelevant. But yeah, nobody had Light Beam on their first pass, because I think Bash got this first, then went to Storage B for the Major. Yeah, there's a lot of places Spider Ball can be now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Main Gyro, I don't think... actually, no, Main Gyro could be possible. You can possibly be expected to go down the Sank Vault elevator to go around from Aerial Training Site to get to... what's it called? To Main Gyro without Spider Ball. So that is absolutely a possibility.
Yeah.
BTW, where is the other suit? It's got to be either here or an underground tunnel. Not underground tunnel,
Damn.
Hydrodynamo Station. We know it's up to 3 rooms away from the temple.
Yeah.
And Quad is dead. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that was to be expected. I doubt there's going to be any progression in major bosses now. I think Bash is just double-checking to see if a Spider Ball hint had been located, which we know, unfortunately, has not yet been the case. Is Portal Chamber an option? Yes, it is. It is. It's either in this room, Portal Chamber, Hydrodynamo Station, or Meditation Vista. That's pretty much all it can be now. Except I think Bash is out of bombs here, so needs a refill. Somehow, despite the fact that we started with 8.
Yeah.
Oh, those were very cooperative Pirate Commandos, though.
Yeah, they were.
And there's the suit.
Yeah.
Grove. Yeah, that was expected. Alright, we're getting Meditation Vista here. That is not Spider Ball. We're probably going to see the plaza area and then the Dark Torvis dive from BashPrime here.
Yeah.
Because at this point, alternatively, if you were just looking for one item in this case, it might not necessarily be a bad idea to prioritize hints, because most of our always hints have been burned already. The only always hints we haven't seen yet are Amorbus and the Aegon keys. Interestingly, despite the fact that Amorbus was required. But yeah, Bash is choosing Density in this case, which is still a good play. Is opting to take a quick safety save just in case the Power Bomb whiffs here on Jump Guardian. And the key is not on Boost Guardian, but I don't think Bash is going to ignore the fight anyway.
Yeah.
And generally, this fight should be okay. 5e tanks and a Power Bomb. And yeah, Bash taking the safety strat here of waiting to bomb Boost Guardian until after he rolls into a puddle. And it looks like the folks from Cestrion stream have raided in to join us. Welcome aboard, folks. You are joining us on a interesting race here so far in the Metroid Prime 2 Echoes Randomizer 2022-2023 tournament. So we're in a spider ball hunt for Go mode. All of our Sky Temple keys are actually pretty free today. We had Dark Beam on Amorbus, but it was made pretty obvious a bit on the early side.
Yeah. Looking for a spider.
It's not there. Alright, Miguel's now picked up Boost. That is an irrelevant red key.
That's why.
And I don't think we've seen... Yeah, Bash realizing that he hasn't seen Portal Chamber and is just going to peek it very quickly. Oh. And then decides against it. I think what he might end up doing is checking it as he's wrapping up Dark Torvis and then just go out using the out of bounds.
Yeah.
Of course, the Huntering yeeting across the battlefield as he does.
Very planning.
And I don't think this is another red key.
No.
Nope, Dark Tank. You know, we've been actually not finding a tremendously large amount of beam ammo tanks this time around.
Yeah.
Not that that's a really big deal, but it looks like Bash is going to get a quick power bomb refill here. Definitely not a bad idea. What's currently the worst possible spot for Spider? For Bash, it is anything that's locked by Cobalt Translator or Light Suit. For Miguel, it's pretty much anywhere Bash is immediately in front of. But for us at home, probably Sank Map. Alright, we are seeing Hall of Honor dead here, which is another beam tank. And yeah, it can't be airy, it can't be quad. We already know quad's dead anyway, but yeah, this is...
Gotta be Hive Gyro right there.
Hive Gyro, no, it can't be. I think it could be Hive Dynamo Works at the very latest, because I do think the standable on the Morph Ball tunnel leading up to the Ingworm cache is beginner standable. So it's very possible, though very unlikely as well, that Hive Dynamo could have Spider Ball. That's nice Sonic Boom, by the way. Alright, Great Bridge. We already saw. That was Annihilator Beam. And now Bash is going to peek Portal Chamber real fast. Sounds like it's time to go to Lower Torvis. There is plenty we can still do there without gravity.
Yeah.
And plus, we can also go into Sanctuary, which... yeah, with Sanctuary, you can terrain your way into ATS. Actually, no, you could just flat out jump your way to ATS. Don't even need to use... You could use standable for speed, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, Miguel's gonna go get the Sky Temple key hits and see that he too is only missing Spider Ball. And that is a missile tank. We're gonna see an air underwater here, so Bash can go ahead and traverse around the rest of Lower Torvis. Probably gonna go to the Gathering Hall side first. We have seen Mining Plaza, and I'm pretty sure it's not Spider Ball. It looked like a beam ammo tank at our first glance.
Yeah.
Alright, Secret Missiles actually doing what they're supposed to for a change.
Yeah.
Yeah, Miguel's just taking a minute to write the hints down. Alright, looks like Bash is going to throw 2 of the switches, and then... Oh, no, just throw the light one. Oh, probably just so it's easier to get back later, after coming out from Gathering Hall. Sensible. Alright, so we have hints primarily in this room, so let's see if we learn any useful information. Like Umos 2 being dead. Alright, well, there's still 2 always hints left, which is Amorbis and the Amorbis keys. And then there's 1 joke hint lying around somewhere still, too, so there is a chance these Emerald hints could actually be bait. Or, not bait, but useless, but typically these Emerald hints, the Lower Torvis Emerald hints specifically, tend to be the game changers. At least in my experience. Alright, Seeger Launcher hint. Yeah, thanks, game. Kind of needed that logically to get to Torvis in the first place, considering that, well, not necessarily. Light Beam could have given you the suit in Storage A. Alright, so now Bash is throwing this switch, but still hasn't thrown the Catacomb switch, so, oh, Miguel's gonna go for the, what is it called? The Freedom Boost? Is that the name of this trick? And gets it. I'll save a little bit of time. And there's the Spider Ball hint. Cat West. It is right around the corner. Bash is definitely in no mode now.
Yeah.
The Emerald hints playing for keeps. Now, without Spider Ball, the unfortunate way to get around here is to go around with Screw Attack.
Yeah.
Which I do believe is expected in logic. Because, yeah, you literally just have to hop around the platform and then Screw Attack, so it's not a particularly difficult screw. So it is absolutely BashPrime's race to lose right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bash got very lucky as well because no Cobalt translator required means Miguel unfortunately spent all that time out of bounds in Storage C for well, it was very impressive for the audience. Unfortunately, it just ended up not playing into his favor for this seed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm thinking. So yeah, with main power bombs, well, with Spider Ball being in Sanctuary, I think this actually ATS path here is the logical way to get Spider Ball.
Yeah.
This path through staging area, because you can't go around the other way, because you need... Well, actually, no, you can get without Spider Ball. You just need... well, no, you can't. We don't have Dark Visor. But yeah, this seed is completely free. Although, we did need to make a quick pit stop to Torvis Temple for that Echo Visor. But even still, this seed was incredibly straightforward. And yeah, Bash doing standable terrain here to avoid having to throw the Echo switches here. In staging area, so now it's just a quick jump up Hat West. Now, if we did not have Echo Visor, it could have still been possible to screw attack over the Spider Gate in Hall of Combat Mastery with just some simple Bash is busting out without picking up Spider Ball? Unless he just wants to get Vault first and then pick up Spider Ball on the way out. That seems a little weird. But yeah, he's going to get the Vault Sky Temple key first. Oh no, it's in Watch Station, not Aerial Training Site. Why did I think Aerial Training Site? So yeah, Bash is going to get Spider Ball on the way out.
Yeah.
What key? Oh yeah, Bash has to go for Hall of Combat Mastery and Calling Chamber, so this is actually going to route incredibly clean.
Yeah.
Because then it's Vault Keys number 5. The two Spider's Treasure Keys are 6 and 7.
And then we can focus starting at the second.
Sank entrance is 8, and I'm trying to remember what number 9 was. Aerial training site. Oh wait, no, Bash got the aerial training site key. Never mind. He's gotten Torvis Energy Controller and Vault. I thought I saw him come through that area already. Maybe he's got 6.
Hey, maybe it's on 6, yeah.
Yeah, because Spider Ball's here, that's right. Careful, Bash. You defo don't want to crash here.
Yeah.
So yeah, Bash might have 6 keys already. So let's assume, let me just think. So Bash had 1 key going into Temple. So it was, let's see, Torvis Temple, Forgotten Bridge. Let me read the key hints again real quick. I really should have these written down instead of just relying on chat all the time. Yeah, okay, so the other 4 he got before Vault was Torvis Energy Controller, Torvis Energy Controller, Forgotten Bridge, Dark Torvis Arena, and Aerial Training Site. Okay, so yeah, he's got 6. Thanks for the hints again, Sam. Yeah, by the way, shoutouts to Samuel6710, who's been tracking for us today. Doing all the good work, knowing, pushing all the buttons, letting everybody knows who has what.
Yeah.
So yeah, the procedure here will be to grab the calling chamber key, probably save warp out of... Yeah, because we have to save warp at this point. Save warp out of... I think the fastest save warp would be out of reactor core.
Honestly, I think yeah, he's going to the high reactor.
Oh, that works too. Yeah, because you can get to that without... yeah, because then you don't have to burn daylight on Quentin.
Yeah.
Looks like Miguel had similar easy time with Boost Guardian. So yeah, unfortunately, what really set Miguel back was he didn't read the mining plaza hint and ended up full clearing labs, including going out of bounds for storage C before going to Amorbis for Dark Beam. And unfortunately, there was just no way to catch up.
Yeah.
Given where Spider Ball was, and given you basically had to go through Torvis first. And I don't think Bash opened up the shortcut in Path of Eyes because... Oh, what's Bash doing here? Oh, Bash is using, is going out of bounds here in order to skip the Sacred Bridge entrance, but it looks like he ended up taking the elevator instead. I'm pretty sure that might have actually been an accident, but it looks like he's just decided to forget about it and continue on. He could just get to GFMC via Path of Eyes, and I think that's what he's going to do here. So yeah, Miguel's going to get Cash B. We'll see if he chooses to do Cash B Chasm to get to Lower Torvis from here after a restock. Alright, Miguel is taking a save. This might be a safety save for Cash B Chasm. Because in his position, it would be easiest to do from there, but it looks like he's warping to start.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is to check Profane Path. Looks like it. Well, that's one way to take out the turrets. Usually I just slam a super missile right in the center between them. Alright, so Bash is going to have to reload the room here, because otherwise the cannon's not active, so we can't remove the debris for the entrance. So yeah, we're in pretty good position as far as equipment for the finish here. 5 energy tanks, a suit, plenty of power bombs. Definitely enough beam ammo to go around. Yeah, Bash deciding to get the pirates out of the way for safety. And looks like Miguel is going out of bounds here to go to potentially Sank entrance. Or maybe check Fortress Transport access, because he knows where the other suit is, but it's out of the way. Ooh, Bash gets the screw attack for this. That's very tough to get. Well done. Alright, so Miguel's going to load GFMC around him like so. I don't know why, but every time the door to Fortress Transport Access loads, I just get nervous now. You know, it crashed on me in round 1 of the Swiss round, so ever since then I've just been spooked all the time. But that is key 9 for BashPrime, so it's a pretty clean run from here to the, well actually, yeah, Bash was going from the Hall of Honor dead side to get to here, so yeah, he's unlocked the path, so it'll be a very clean run to the end here. Is probably going to want to grab a couple of extra power bombs beforehand. He's only running on 1. Miguel definitely just boosted right past the Phazon canister there. What is going on with this pirate's targeting? Yeesh, Miguel's Dark Beam shots were going all sorts of different directions. But yeah, given where Spider Ball was, and given that it was technically right on the path to Vault for progression keys, yeah, I think we qualified this as basically a jet seat, with the exception of the Amorphous for Dark Beam.
Yeah. Reggie did.
This is Reggie's apology for last week.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think Reggie generated any of Bash's seeds directly, I remember we all... yeah, Miguel doesn't have Spider Balls, yeah. So this is going to have to be done the hard way, which there is a hard way, thankfully. Alright, nice Dark Beam refill. But yeah, the way to get this without Spider Ball for Sank entrance is you have to stand on the railway like this, and then exactly that. Hop on the top of the bridge. The angled poles here are standable, and then you can slope jump to the cannon like so. Now, the next hard part's going to be screw attacking to the cannon, just like Bash did. You can either do it from here, or if you want to do it from someplace with a little more height, you can screw attack to the poles on the other end of Sank entrance on the item side. I guess you can slope jump off the spider track too. Today I learned.
Yeah.
Oh, Miguel is doing another SAU. Interesting. Oh, this is to get through Sank entrance without Dark Visor or without Dark Visor, yeah? Good first bomb. But it looks like Bash chose to not reload on power bombs before entering this fight. But yeah, it's still a relatively solid Emperor too. And Miguel is now trying to Sealing Warp. Oh, and does Sealing Warp to get into Reactor Core. That was a late yeet there.
Yeah.
Still a very clean Emperor 3 for Bash. Just about the right amount of Annihilator Beam ammo for Dark Samus 3 as well. Alright, without too much Dark Beam ammo, Bash is going to have to be forced to using the Screw Attack method here for DS4 skip. We'll see if it works out for him. Only gets a 2 pulse. That might have been a little early. Yeah, I think that was too early and did no damage. That should have been a hit, though. It was a very good hit, but still got centered. Yeah, it should only take like 3 shots now. Ooh, and Dark Samus giving some very nice RNG, too.
Yeah.
She's still going to come down. There's still just enough health to do so. Yeah, case in point. But after this, she won't come down again. Yeah, Bash had a very nice RNG on Dark Samus 4.
Yeah.
Now, here's a fun fact. You can flinch here intentionally by taking a big missile, and you won't flinch for like 30 seconds. But Bash is going to win the race. Well done with a official race time GG time of 1:25:39. And Miguel has issued a DNF and will not be finishing. And writes a nice little smiley face. Well, that was, compared to the other train wrecks we've seen in this tournament so far, that seed was a lot more comfortable than the last bunch. But we will see if both runners wish to join for an interview. But yes, with that, MrMiguel has unfortunately, as they say in Majora's Mask, met with a terrible fate and has been knocked out of the tournament. Hopefully our runners will join us in a moment. But yeah, both runners did leave comments. Miguel's appears to be to a YouTube link, and the other is... Bash says, solid routing, forgot about Spider Ball, lucked out with lower Torvis hint. And yeah, he very much lucked out with lower Torvis hint for sure.
Yeah.
Because that training chamber hint just sent him right where he needs to be. And very conveniently, it was right in front of him.
Yeah.
Because it was possible Spider Ball could have been all the way on the other corner of the universe. So.
Hello.
Hey, Bash.
GG, congratulations.
Yep.
Thank you.
Totally not a train wreck by compared to a lot of other things we've had the last month.
I'm shocked, actually. I thought Amorbus was just the beginning.
You know,
was like, okay, SDK hints will determine how this seed goes, and then
Yeah.
so I was dumb, and when I got my hints, I forgot about ATS because I didn't commit it to memory before I death warped, and then was like, oh my god, what was that room? What was that room? What was that room? I was like, oh yeah, it was ATS. The other one was I forgot I didn't have spider. So roughly when I was in Torvis Grove, basically at that point, that's where I was like, oh, I'm not actually in go mode. I still have something to look for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
You very much got a lucky break with the training chamber hint. Not only did the training chamber hint tell you where it was also right around the corner, so you were already heading in that direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out amazingly well. I was just nervous, like if Miguel decided to dive into Sank after getting light beam, or even just diving into Sank early, like that could have led to early spider ball, even with the unfortunate location. I also did not get whatchamacallit early. The oh my god. You're gonna love that Cobalt unless Miguel got it.
He did
Yeah, he
actually.
Oh
That was actually something that kind of scared us on your
oh.
part because it Cobalt could very easily have been needed for something, but oh, nice gravity and hive entrance.
Hive entrance.
Is that gravity boost again in Hive Entrance? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's got a boost. Yeah.
I think I had that in a race or something where it was there, or it was like a practice seat or something. I can't remember. Where was the other suit? I got the one in Grove.
You're
That was the only
not
one
the-
hinted.
Yeah.
Storage A. Wow, that's
So yeah, you ended up picking up Dark Beam and then immediately going for that instead of getting the major upgrade in Storage B first.
yeah. I wanted to be thorough because I just wasn't feeling amazing once I got to a Morbus. Like I dove into CMS and Command Center in case I got light beam early. So basically, I was like, all right, up to 3 rooms away is probably a Morbus, but on the off chance it's doomed entry, I'm just going to check these locations. If I get supers or if I got supers or light beam from either of those, I would have dove into labs backwards to hopefully get both of them and then go into Dark Aegon and then clean up that way. But I got Seekers. I'm like, okay, there's nothing here, so I'm just going to hope that bioenergy and I guess like main reactor or something. Oh no, but at that point I was like, wait, the only 2 things left are like either boost locked or it's just like supers leading into light beam in storage C. So I'm like, that's not likely to happen. I'm just gonna do a Morbus now. So I got my Seekers and pieced out.
Yeah, Seekers right before Morbus was definitely a lucky break, because otherwise you would have been going into a Morbus with no special weapons.
I mean, I pretty much that fight was so garbage. I just
Seeker or Morbus is probably one of the harder ones, to be fair.
yeah.
I would actually argue it's the hardest version without no special weapons notwithstanding.
Yeah, it was just not a fun time. Seekers helped, but then like I was running low on health too, so I like needed to make sure I didn't die and choke because I saved like I forget where I saved, but it wasn't convenient, which is why I saved right after I did Morbus, because I'm like, all right, this will be my save point here.
So something else that Miguel was actually very late to Dark Beam by comparison. He ended up doing labs first, doing the SAU to get out of Storage C with Cobalt, and then picked up the Mining Plaza hint for a Dark Beam.
Yeah, I had mixed feelings because Miguel chatted, I think when he got it, saying, Reggie, I hate you so much. And I was like, I'm starting to feel that way too, because I didn't want to reveal my hand. And I was like, either Miguel just did a Morbus, so I'm a bit ahead there, or they found Spider in some really bad location, or some like really bad hint or something, like Chica guarding Spider Ball.
Yeah, all things considering, this could have been a lot worse, but today this was not extremely, but fairly jet by comparison.
Yeah, I felt a little uncomfortable because I'm like, I wasn't in the best position to route in Sank entrance, because I did not want to do it after reloading my save after doing the hints. Though it might have been a little bit better if I did it that way. I'm not sure if that would have worked out, because like I didn't need Spider. Well, actually no, I think it worked out to get it last, because like I could have gotten potentially Dark Visor on the way, and then that could have decided my routing for getting into Sank. But I think putting it off for last was the right call. It was just a matter of like, okay, how did Miguel route this? Like, if they're ahead, like what's gonna happen? That storage seat Cobalt though, my god.
Yeah, that was a pretty nasty spot for Cobalt because I think that's probably one of the worst things to happen in Rando is when you get a lot of items, but but a major item is behind something you get sort of in the mid game.
Yeah,
and it's not relatively easy to go back for because you at that point you had pretty much isolated storage C and A.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got a little bit nervous about the supers into boost ball checks. I'm like, okay, hopefully I'll just get health on the way to boost ball. Because like it was known about. I'm like, this is worth getting. It's on the way to hints because I can save in transport A access. I don't know if getting boost and then supers would have been the better play. But I think it saves me like an elevator trip, but I don't know how much time it actually saves anything. So that's why I also just wanted to get the pod W. That's also I wanted to get the pod W intel out of the way in case it wasn't supers, but it was. So
yeah, the only
did the strat.
Yeah, the only other place it could have been, given what we knew with cache hints, was Profane Path.
Yeah, Profane Path was on the back of my mind, like, and then also Annihilator was routed in like at the same time as the suit, because by the time you got to Torvis, I believe you were expected to have power. Well, power bombs were the first item. I just didn't get them.
you were expected to go. Well, you could have also. Yeah, you could get power bombs, and then you could have either gotten the suit and storage A or gone around Aegon with Emerald Translator, Boost, and Seekers. So you had options this seed, but yeah, Annihilator was just right in the middle of the whole thing. And Torvis, front of Torvis was loaded, I want to say as usual. Because it had like, what it had an Echo Visor, Suit, Annihilator Beam, and your critical Spider Ball hint. But that being said,
Miguel wants to interview.
I did extend the invitation earlier in the race room. Haven't received a reply yet. So you will now go on Bash to face Baja
the
Blood
rematch
in round 2.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll beat him this time. We'll see. Baja's a monster.
Indeed.
Baja's a force of nature.
That's and Torvis keys when Chico was dead.
I guess I'm glad I didn't like go 0-2 in bracket like right away. So 5th place isn't too bad if I end up losing next round of Baja. I mean, getting knocked out of the tournament by Baja would be a pretty fitting end. He's the homie.
All right. Well, with that said, our next matchups are pretty much decided. Besides the aforementioned Baja versus BashPrime, there is going to be Inner Slice versus Lucarius Lion, also in lower brackets round 2. Semifinals is Gollop versus Cestrion. Now that is going to be a tough match.
Oh, that ended up going to losers after all. Interesting. Well, good luck to all the racers.
Indeed. I guess we can give Miguel.
I did the Chad move, whereas Gollop did not. So even if I get knocked out at 5th, I'll have that bit of satisfaction. Anyways, go ahead and finish. I'm sorry.
Now, I'm just waiting a couple seconds here to see if Miguel does join us, but I don't think that's going to end up being the case.
Yeah, I pinged Miguel on Discord. I'm not sure if they're. I mean, their stream is no longer live, so like hopefully it's not a power outage.
I hope not. That being said, well, folks, I guess I think we will wrap up here. With that said, looks like the bot is fast asleep again. So follow our runners, BashPrime and MrMiguel. The two of them have put on a great show for you here on this Monday afternoon. Almost thought it was Sunday for a second. But yeah, stay tuned, folks, because we will be back soon for the next round in the Prime 2 Randomizer 2022/2023 tournament.
Ivy Paul, what's your Twitch?
Twitch.tv/IvyPaul.
I can barely hear you. I'd say just put it in chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, follow our runners. Please follow my partner Ivy Paul, who thank you for joining me here in the booth. Follow Samuel6710, who had a fantastic race versus Inner Slice yesterday in the Prime 1 Rando Weekly. So give him a follow as well. With that said, folks, we'll be back soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next mission. Take care.
See ya.